Now on WRDE Coast TV.
We're seeing mainly clear skies this morning. Watch out for areas of patchy fog, and temperatures cool in the 50s and 60s out the door. Another nice early October day in store for Delmarva. Details coming up.
For a potential no to marijuana, the action taken last night by town council that could lead to a ban.
Biden due back in court. What's expected by the president's son as he faces federal gun charges.
Red October returns tonight. It's baseball playoff time as the Phillies begin defense of their National League pennant.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. It's Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023.
And just a few minutes ago, Bob mentioned some patchy fog, but hey, we have another good one cooking today.
Definitely. So just be a little careful on your way to work, but fog shouldn't hang around too long. Let's bring in first alert meteorologist Bob Try. He joins us with a look at your forecast. Hey there, Bob.
Hey there. Good morning, Matt and Paige. Good morning, Delmarva. We are seeing the patchy fog. Patchy meaning you might run into it over here, but then it's clear over here, and then you run into it again. So low beam headlights, leave extra time to get to work or school this morning, and grab that jacket out the door. 55 in Selbyville, Delmar 56, Redden 56. A little milder along the coast. Rehoboth back through Bethany Beach into the 60s. We've got light winds right now, and we've got the fog at the surface, and we've got some clouds aloft. I think we'll clear the clouds out as we go through the morning, as we've got sprawling high pressure all the way from Maine to our south and west. So we finally get into a nice quiet pattern after all that tropical mischief we had last week. We have temperatures in the 50s this morning and then into the 60s by 9 a.m. and then surging into the 70s by noon. Brown bag that lunch for sure. Take it outside. A little cooler along the beaches this afternoon. Some 60s Fenwick Island and Dewey Beach, but close to 80 around Millsboro and right around 80 on into Salisbury, and looking cool into this evening. For the kiddos at the bus stop, be careful around the bus stop in the fog. 56 patchy fog, but then beautiful afternoon. Mid-70s for the kiddos heading home, mostly sunny and mild.
Looking good, Bob. Thank you. Let's check out the scene now this morning in Millsboro, where Route 24 intersects with State Street. This town becoming the latest to tackle recreational marijuana now. And as we continue this after Delaware legalized that type of use earlier this year, the town council there taking action that could lead to a marijuana ban. At the meeting last night, the council voted on the next steps of an ordinance. The Delaware law does state that towns and municipalities have the authority to ban the sale, the production, and cultivation within their own jurisdiction.
Several communities in Sussex County, including nearly all along the coast, have discussed bans of marijuana this year.
It was just last week, Fenwick Island's Charter and Ordinance Committee recommended to town council to ban the operation of marijuana facilities in that town.
In June, Dewey Beach approved a ban on marijuana sales. In August, Rehoboth Beach banned the sale of marijuana. They also banned people from smoking it in public.
Bethany Beach in August approved a ban on sales, and South Bethany Town Council has approved creating an ordinance banning marijuana sales. Recreational marijuana is expected to be available in Delaware sometime in late summer of 2024.
Happening today, President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, expected to be back in Delaware federal court in Wilmington to plead not guilty on firearm charges. Biden was indicted last month after the collapse of the plea deal, in which it appeared the president's Justice Department was willing to give Hunter immunity against future criminal charges. Now, in the wake of that, the president's Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed a special counsel to investigate the tax evasion case. Hunter Biden, who lives in California, requested to be allowed to do the hearing remotely. That was denied by U.S. Magistrate Judge Christopher Burke.
This morning, a Millsboro man is facing 2 felony charges after being arrested over the weekend for his 7th DUI offense. 61-year-old Roy Brown was pulled over Sunday night in Rehoboth Beach, and a trooper on patrol says they saw Brown swerving between lanes at what they described as fluctuating speeds. He was then pulled over after an abrupt right turn with no turn signal. Brown was taken and arrested following a field sobriety test. It was later discovered, due to his previous DUIs, he was actually not allowed to be driving at all.
Developing news from the auto workers strike, Ford announced that 330 workers have been laid off at 2 facilities in the Great Lakes region. This is a direct result of the UAW targeted strike. Now, the workers were told not to report to work at a stamping plant in Chicago. and an engine plant in Lima, Ohio. The automaker says that these facilities must slow production of parts that are sent to the Chicago assembly plant after the UAW escalated walkouts. These 330 layoffs are in addition to 600 layoffs from the Michigan assembly plant last month. Well, happening tonight, Game 1 of the National League Wild Card Series with the Phillies at home at the Park against the Miami Marlins. The Phillies are looking to defend their 2022 pennant and return to the World Series. First pitch in the best-of-3 set. It's after 8 p.m. We'll have more on Game 1 later on CoastTV News Today.
For the first time in decades, people of all sexual orientations are able to donate blood. Since the FDA announced that there would no longer be limitations to who could donate because of their sexual orientation, the Blood Bank of Delmarva has been preparing new questionnaires and training staff to accept the new donors. People we spoke to, like John Kelly, are eager to be able to give back to the community.
Having given blood many times before 1983, it was upsetting not to be able to do so. And I just think this is awesome, and the word has to get out so that a lot of people who were not able to donate blood are now aware that they can.
The Blood Bank of Delmarva and Camp Rehoboth will be holding a blood drive on November 11th.
Getting a live look now of Washington, D.C. Paige, the drama there continues.
Yeah.
We could see a shakeup in the House of Representatives. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy helped prevent a government shutdown over the weekend. That's after a small group of Republicans refused to vote for key measures. This forced McCarthy to seek assistance from Democrat lawmakers.
And now, thanks to that GOP group, McCarthy might need assistance from Democrats to keep his job. John Lawrence shows us the latest in this developing situation of conflict within the Republican Party.
Throughout his career, former President Ronald Reagan repeatedly invoked the 11th commandment, which said, "Thou shalt not speak ill of any fellow Republican." That's not what's happening now.
I knew Congress was a disaster, but it is far worse than I thought.
On Monday, Florida Representative Matt Gaetz offered a motion to vacate the chair on the House floor. In other words, kicking House Speaker Kevin McCarthy out of the job.
At this point next week, one of two things will happen. Kevin McCarthy won't be the Speaker of the House, or he'll be the Speaker of the House working at the pleasure of the Democrats.
Several sources tell CNN that McCarthy is expected to make a procedural move that would squash Gaetz's threat.
It's easy to surrender. If you want to surrender, yeah. But if you want to fight for the American public, to secure our borders and keep government open, how is that a problem?
Gaetz says he has enough Republicans to force McCarthy to vacate.
Conscience is telling me to vote him out.
If so, McCarthy will need Democratic backing to save his speakership. And right now, House Democrats say they are waiting for Democratic leadership to take a stand on the matter.
I don't think it's Matt Gaetz or Kevin, right? I think ultimately every member has to do what they think is right.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, there hasn't been a high-profile showdown like this on Capitol Hill since 2015, when then-Republican Representative Mark Meadows filed a resolution to try to oust then-Speaker John Boehner. The matter never made it to the floor for a vote, but Boehner did resign months later.
All right, we still have a lot more news to get to this morning on CoastTV News Today.
Coming up, pedestrian safety concerns in Dewey Beach. We have an update of that accident over the weekend that left a man in critical condition.
Also, a staffing issue at the Lewis Volunteer Fire Department. It's causing longer response times, what they say is a possible solution to the problem.
And a bridge closure in Milford, the potential traffic delays that could last all week. CoastTV News Today continues after the break.
Hot Tub Blowout Sale. Visit the Delaware Hot Tub Expo the weekend of October 6th, 7th, and 8th in Millsboro, Delaware. One weekend only. Don't miss the biggest opportunity to save thousands on your new hot tub. Saltwater hot tubs are in stock. The Delaware Hot Tub Expo offers top brands, free standard delivery, hot tub cover, steps, and saltwater kits are included. It's time for you to buy your new hot tub at the Delaware Hot Tub Expo October 6th, 7th, and 8th. Visit hottubde.com.
For a great shopping experience, Furniture Gallery is the place to pick up one-of-a-kind signature finds to complete your home decor. Come explore our selection of handcrafted furniture and get all the supplies you need for your own DIY projects. And through the doors is Shore Marketplace, where you'll find the most unique local shops at the beach. With over 40 local artisans, Shore Marketplace is truly a local connection you cannot afford to miss. And next door you'll find Scrub Apparel outlets. All this under one roof with easy access off Coastal Highway North.
Rodents. They contaminate food, invade your home, crawl space, and attics. But did you know rodents can carry an array of diseases that could be harmful to humans across Delmarva? With just one call, we can clobber them all. Bennett Termite's quarterly treatment program is the most effective way to prevent insects and other pests from entering your home. And every service is monitored by our supervisor. Remember, Delmarva, quality isn't expensive, it's priceless.
Pulling up to a great-looking home is nice. Curb appeal is important. But here on the coast, even more important is dock appeal. At T&G Builders, if you can dream it, we can create it. For uncompromising quality, contact T&G Builders to design and build your coastal dream home. Over 30 years of integrity, empathy, and love. T&G Builders, the sign of quality. Visit us online at tg-builders.com.
6:11 on our Tuesday morning, still pretty dark. Sun's not up to close till 7. Tidal Health Cam in Seaford seeing some fog and haze out there, 56. So watch for the lower visibility. Officially 7 miles in some haze and fog. Ocean City and Salisbury, 8 in Georgetown, but much, much lower in some pockets out there across Delaware and Maryland. So be careful of that. Otherwise, we've got high pressure, and that will provide a gorgeous early October day. Out the door, temperatures are cool into the 50s and 60s. So grab that jacket and wash the car. In fact, you've got great car washing weather right through Thursday, and then add the wax as well. It's going to be beautiful weather to wash the car and drive to the beach.
Sounds good, Bob. All right, happening on Wednesday, millions of phones across the country just like this will sound an alarm. It's part of a national test of the wireless emergency alerts and the emergency alert system. Now, according to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, these tests are expected to take place around 2:20 p.m. Wednesday. FEMA says cell phones on and within range of an active cell tower for all major wireless providers should receive the test alerts. The bridge we're showing you here in Milford, it will be closed daily from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. According to the Milford Police Department, the closure of the bridge on North Washington Street between Park Avenue and Front Street, this is going to last until Friday, October the 6th. Police say to use North Walnut Street as an alternate route until then.
The Powerball jackpot now stands at over $1 billion. This comes after there was no winner in Monday night's drawing. The winning Powerball numbers in Monday's drawing were 12, 26, 27, 43, 47, with a Powerball of 5. The next drawing, that's set for Wednesday, with an estimated grand prize of $1.2 billion. That will be the largest Powerball jackpot this year. Apple says it's trying to fix some issues causing some iPhone 15 models to overheat. It says a bug in iOS 17 could be contributing, and it plans to address that problem with an update. The good news is the heat isn't supposed to affect the long-term performance of your phone. That's according to Apple. The company notes that devices have internal components to protect them from heat damage.
Short on staff, the area the Lewis Volunteer Fire Department says will help lower response time.
And use caution out there this morning on the way to work and school. We're seeing some fog. You can see it on the Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera, and some of that is dense in isolated pockets, so be careful of that. Otherwise, that will burn off here in the next couple of hours, and it will turn into another nice early October day. But big changes into the weekend with the cold front. I'll talk about it after the break.
Delmarva Home Show. Explore the hidden house gems here on the peninsula. Exciting tours of stunning homes, charming cottages, and luxurious beachfront properties. Designer ideas and insider tips to help inspire your home decor. Discover the best of Delmarva's architecture and interior design. A showcase of the most unique and beautiful homes on Delmarva. Start your tour Sunday mornings at 11:30 on WBOC.
Considering clear aligners instead of braces?
Get Smiles Correct at Tillman Orthodontics.
Custom clear aligners made right here in our office.
At a much lower price than other invisible aligners.
It is a better price.
There's no referral needed from your dentist.
With one visit, I got my digital scan and all my questions answered.
The treatment plan, design, production, and your progress is monitored by orthodontic specialists you know and trust.
What's not to love? This is easier. You can only get Smiles Correct at Tillman Orthodontics.
Everyone deserves to be remembered with dignity and respect. The Eastern Shore's most trusted experts in funeral services offer another option for those seeking a simplified alternative. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services is simple and affordable, serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with convenient phone or virtual consultations. And e-signing makes our streamlined documentation quick and easy. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services in Berlin. Simply respectful.
The weather is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction. Born here to serve here.
When it comes to your home, you need a local contractor you can trust and quality you can count on. Spicer Brothers is properly licensed in Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia, and we're here to help.
Our team is committed to customer satisfaction, and we stand behind our work with our Platinum Plus lifetime warranty.
Right now, finance your entire project with no interest and no payments until 2025. So, for all your exterior and bathroom remodeling needs, call the company you can trust. Spicer Brothers, we've got you covered.
It is 6:16 on your Tuesday morning. You're looking at Ocean City right now on our Dry Tech Cam. Not a bad morning to wake up there in Ocean City, but Bob has also been warning us, you can't see it now, but there's some fog on the road, so take some caution.
Yeah, Paige, it's really interesting because that looked clear there, and I was checking the Del.Dot cameras during the break there, and there's some patchy along the coast, some aren't. I guess it really just depends on where you are at a particular time when you're going to hit that fog.
And that almost makes it more dangerous, because if you have widespread fog, then you're driving through the fog and you're ready for fog for a long period of time. But when it's patchy like it is now, you might be clear 1 second and then in the fog the next guy. So that's why it's important to use those low beam headlights. Leave extra time to get to work or school this morning, and the fog will burn off between about 8 and 9 a.m. And make sure you scan the QR code right there. Get your phone in camera mode, hold it up, and you will get the link to our weather app. And I'll have my updated forecast on there in just a little bit. Here's our 5-day temperature trend. Average high 74. We'll be above that for the next few days. 79 today, up to 80 on Wednesday, 78 on Thursday. So some beautiful weather. Still mild Friday, 76, and then things start to go downhill as far as the temperatures. They get cooler. 70 on Saturday with the cold front. It will be cloudy and kind of showery, and even cooler after that. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But here's our visibility now. Officially 7 miles in Ocean City and Salisbury and 8 miles in Georgetown. But as I mentioned, we've got pockets of pretty dense fog across Delaware and into Maryland. So take it slow this morning. Temperatures out the door, 58 in Georgetown, 55 in Delmar, Selbyville 56, Bethany Beach at 60, Ocean City 63, and Salisbury cool for you at 57. Winds are light, but you still need that jacket out the door. So we've got the patchy fog and also some mid to high level clouds. But for the most part, we're looking at quiet conditions as we've got the big H right over the top of us, high pressure, and that high extends all the way into Maine through a good chunk of the mid-Atlantic region, and then even farther back to the west, back towards the Mississippi River. So essentially the eastern half of the U.S. is finally seeing quieter weather after all that tropical weather we saw last week. Here's Futurecast this morning. We've got the fog, cooler temperatures early, and then by mid-morning into the mid to upper 60s inland, and the same along the beaches. And then as we go into the noon hour, take that lunch outside into the mid to upper 70s inland areas, 60s and 70s along the coast. I think a little bit later on today, some places like Salisbury could be around 80, Seaford 79, but about 10 degrees cooler at the coast this evening. Grab that jacket out the door. We do it all again as we go into Wednesday morning. A cool start, areas of patchy fog, and then tomorrow another warm day, around 80 degrees inland areas and 60s and 70s along the coast. Here's our muggy meter, and we're looking at comfortable conditions to muggy conditions as we go towards the end end of the week becomes more uncomfortable by the time we get to the end of the week because we're watching that fall cold front heading our way. So Friday, it's cloudy. We start to increase showers, maybe a rumble of thunder as well, but the main cold front is moving through on Saturday. I know not the best timing for your garage sale or anything that's going on outdoors, but we're looking at that front moving through clouds and some showers and noticeably cooler, especially as we go into Sunday. It's breezy, it's cool, the sun's out, but highs only into the 60s. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Close to 80 as we go into the next couple of days with sunshine. More clouds Thursday, and then Friday, that shower and storm chance increases. And then Saturday looks cooler, 70 with the clouds and rain. And then here comes a cool down. Sunday 64, down to 46 Monday morning, then a high of only 63. Beautiful fall weather as we go into next week.
All right, looking forward to it, Bob. Thank you. A reminder, you can hear Coast TV news and weather updates throughout the day on our radio stations. Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3, 93.5 The Beach, and on Big 107.7.
And the holiday season will be here before you know it, and that means the return of Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign. Through generous donations from businesses and individuals, we do our best to make sure that every child has a present to open Christmas morning. And we do that by supporting nonprofits that handpick families in need, groups like the Boys and Girls Club. Applications for nonprofits like that are now open, and they're due October 31st.
In Lewis, the volunteer fire department says they are facing a staffing issue. The cost of housing in Lewis causes many volunteer firefighters to live further from the station, making response times longer. One volunteer explains how commuting to the station when a call comes in puts extra stress on the volunteers.
You know, your average volunteer firefighter can't afford to live in those types of houses, so we tend to be further out away from downtown, and where the houses are a little more affordable. But the further out you go, the longer it takes to get to the firehouse to respond to alarms.
Finding a way to allow volunteers to qualify for affordable housing in Lewis could help solve the staffing issue. The department says the future of response times is a risk if that issue is not solved soon.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know if you think what will incentivize people to become volunteer firefighters.
All right, let's take a look at those updated results. These are updated from the last hour. 54% of you say have only paid firefighters. Just 6% of you saying some college credits, no more incentives. That's 9% of you. I believe what went up here was larger tax breaks.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how 12% and bigger pension. A lot of options there, and you can still vote if you haven't. You can head to WRDE.com/vote or our mobile app. We'll show you some updated results later on today. For right now, though, after the break on Coast TV News today, pedestrian safety concerns in Dewey Beach. We hear from someone who saw an accident that left a man in critical condition. Don't go anywhere on Coast TV News today.
Now through October 13th, you can join Planet Fitness for just $1 down, $10 a month. With free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, it's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy. Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 13th.
Draper Media, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to provide broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should email humanresources@wboc.com.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Performing out of space?
Yes, next July.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh, I can't change these plans.
We're stealing in the sun next summer. Heist of a lifetime.
The Olympics.
Come on, you in?
Roman Reigns will defend his title against anyone, anytime.
Except next July.
Whether you live at the beach, travel to the beach, or want to know what's going on at the beach, get the WRDE News app. The latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the WRDE News app on your Apple or Android devices. Just search WRDE Coast TV. The WRDE Coast TV News app. Coverage you can count on.
We're learning more about an accident in Dewey Beach that left a man in critical condition. This was past Saturday. A Dover man who was identified through a GoFundMe page as Jonathan Fitzwater. He was hit while in the crosswalk on Rodney Avenue. The GoFundMe page says Fitzwater has a long road to recovery, but he is off a breathing tube. We do have a link to his GoFundMe page on our website. Dewey Beach Police say the driver failed to stop at the crosswalk and the accident broke the driver's windshield and mirror. Phil Winkler saw this accident, says it was scary for everyone.
Because it's dangerous to everybody. I'll have the light and somebody will just go right through it. And you go, how about if somebody's walked there not paying attention?
Dewey Beach police say they are not sure if charges will be filed at this time.
As we head into the off-season, pet owners are reminded by the town of Ocean City about the rules on the beach and the boardwalk. Your pets are allowed on the beach and the boardwalk now until April 30th, but pets must be kept on a leash at all times. And any waste from your pet must be removed from any public and private properties.
And as we bring back First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey all morning. Paige, Bob, we've been talking about the sun. Means a little extra attention on that UV index, though.
Absolutely. And Matt, even you might need the sunscreen today as we head out, and we're looking at that stronger sun. So it's important to have the sun not as strong as it was, say, in July or August. But that said, still, you can burn out there. Here's our UV index brought to us by Face of Grace. They practice in sun safety. We have high levels today. It's a 6, so you want to be careful out there. Slightly lower as we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, in the high range of the medium range, and then down to the low range as we go into Saturday because we'll be cloudy and rainy. But we're in the medium to high range. You want that higher SPF of at least 30. You want to find the midday shade. Limit time outdoors when we're in the high range, but in the medium range, not as important. And then by the time we get to Saturday, it's going to be kind of rainy. I don't think you'll need the sunscreen at that time. We do have big changes into the weekend with a cool down and some rain, unfortunately, for the weekend. I'll talk about that and have your forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Also coming up on Coast TV News today, Hunter Biden scheduled to appear in Delaware federal court to plead not guilty on firearm charges, the failed plea deal that led to the court appearance.
Also, the start of former President Trump's civil fraud trial in New York. Got details on the judge's recent finding that could mean trouble for Trump.
And marijuana in Millsboro. We'll tell you the future of the drug there as town officials take action. Stay tuned on Coast TV News today.
Born in the stars, formed in the earth, shaped by designers around the world, and curated by Khalsa Jewelers in Lewis. Paul Chen, also known as Sunder Khalsa, is a meditation and yoga master as well as the owner of Khalsa Jewelers.
We at Khalsa Jewelers offer signature pieces that represents the beauty, the love, and also the celebration of our life. Find your piece in historic Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, Instagram, and Facebook.
True Blue Jazz Festival brings bandleader and drummer Bobby Sanabria and his Multiverse Jazz Big Band to Nassau Valley Vineyards October 14th.
Hi everybody, it's Bobby Sanabria. Join me in my incredible 24-piece multi-Grammy nominated Multiverse Big Band featuring Janice Siegel, Antoinette Montague, and Jennifer Jade Ledesma on vocals as we perform a special concert dance honoring the Latin Jazz Big Band tradition as part of the True Blue Jazz Festival.
Get your tickets now at truebluejazz.org.
The sound you hear is your house being eaten away by termites. When you've seen one, it's already too late and the damage has begun. To avoid permanent damage and to keep your home protected for years to come, call the specialist at Bennett Termite and Pest Solutions. We have the tools, technology, and experience that has raised the termite control and treatment standards on Delmarva. Call the experts at Bennett Termite today.
Remember, Delmarva, quality isn't expensive, it's priceless.
Middays with me, April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through your workday.
She can play your favorite song.
She can help you find your furry friend.
The easiest way to get through your workday is with April.
She really makes you feel special.
Hey friends, hang out with me weekdays here on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 each day from 10 to 3.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
October 3rd, 2023. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Paige Marley.
6:29 a.m. as we make our way on this Tuesday morning.
A fine Tuesday morning.
Fine indeed.
A lovely Tuesday morning. I think I'm going to walk on the beach after work.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. And let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey to see if he wants to join us. Good morning, Bob.
Maybe, perhaps. I'll get back to you on that. How about that? We are looking at areas of fog this morning. Now, visibility-wise, officially, it doesn't look that bad. Salisbury, Ocean City, 7 miles, 8 miles in Georgetown. But we are seeing pockets of dense fog, so take it slow out there. Use the low-beam headlights, and we'll see that fog burning off in a couple of hours. Make sure you have the jacket out the door. 58 in Georgetown, Del Mar 55, 56 in Selbyville, 60 in Bethany Beach, and Rehoboth right now at 61, and the winds are light. So we're looking at the fog. We also have some mid to high level clouds, but all in all, it's really quiet across Del Mar. In fact, much of the mid-Atlantic up into the northeast, we're being dominated by high pressure. So that means quiet weather and very tranquil conditions as we go through time. Here's Futurecast. You can see we're looking at mid to upper 60s by 9 a.m. We're into the 70s pretty much for everybody by noon. A couple of coastal communities in the 60s at noon. And then we're topping out upper 70s close to 80 around Salisbury, Georgetown 78, but 68 in Dewey Beach, and looking a little cooler into this evening. So we've got the fog this morning. I gave it the yellow light, so take it slow on the way to work or school. And then the green light this afternoon, mostly sunny and mild.
Thanks, Bob. We have an update for you on recreational marijuana use in Delaware. Millsboro, latest town leaning towards keeping marijuana businesses out of its borders.
Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert shows us how neighbors there are split on this idea.
Millsboro moving forward on keeping weed sales out of town. The Millsboro Town Council voted to take the next steps on an ordinance that would ban the sale of recreational pot in town. One neighbor today said it's the right move.
I think a lot of people are just misinformed. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of resources out of the community, and the police, it puts a burden on the police to police the neighborhood.
Millsboro is not the first town to move in the direction of saying no to pot. Rehoboth Beach and Bethany Beach are some of the few that have voted to keep marijuana businesses out of their towns. Some neighbors tonight said this decision would go against the pro-business mindset the town advertises. And Charlene Choate thinks the idea is short-sighted.
Alcohol's legal. I can't see where marijuana would be any worse than legalizing alcohol.
The discussion on pot continues in the county as Millsboro is just the latest community saying no sale.
Discussions will begin again at next month's town council meeting, and there is also a public hearing scheduled for a zone change. I'm Charles Reinert in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
We have some developing news now in Lewis, where a planned system-wide power outage will take place this week. According to the city, power outages will take place Thursday, October 5th from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Lewis says those outages are needed to relocate the Delmarva power transmission lines on Savannah Road due to the DelDOT Old Orchard realignment project.
Well, as Medicare open enrollment approaches, people can join, switch, or drop a Medicare prescription drug plan or Medicare Advantage plan. It's according to the Delaware Department of Insurance. Now, the agency says people can join or change their Medicare plans from October 15th to December 7th. One-on-one assistance is available to help people determine coverage plans.
And officials say that they are offering weekly appointments at all 3 offices of the Department of Insurance from October 17th to November 30th, including appointments in its Georgetown location. Those will be on Wednesdays from 9:30 to 3 p.m. Shaping drug and alcohol abuse policy in Wicomico County. The health department there is asking for community input on making what's called harm reduction easier to find and use. Some examples of harm reduction services are providing overdose education, reducing infectious disease transmission by giving away clean needles to those who use drugs, and offering overdose reversal medications like Narcan. A meeting on Wicomico County's approach is happening this Wednesday, October 4th.
All right, we got a live look now. We're taking you to New York City. That is the courthouse in Manhattan. That was a busy place there yesterday as former President Donald Trump made a court appearance on fraud charges. And happening today, that testimony resuming in this case. On Monday, Trump, his company, his two sons, they began trial. This is for a $250 million civil fraud lawsuit brought by the Democrat New York Attorney General. No jury trial in Manhattan expected to last about 3 months. The judge recently sided in part with the AG's office. Despite no injured party in this case, the judge found that Trump committed repeated acts of fraud for years that included lying to banks and insurers about the value of his assets and net worth.
Also happening today, President Biden's son, Hunter, is expected to be back in Delaware federal court in Wilmington to plead not guilty on firearm charges. Biden was indicted last month after the collapse of the plea deal in which it appeared the president's Justice Department was willing to give Hunter immunity against future criminal charges. In the wake of that, the president's Attorney General, Merrick Garland, appointed a special counsel to investigate those tax evasion case. Hunter Biden, who claims he lives in California, requested to be allowed to do that hearing remotely, but that was denied by U.S. Magistrate Judge Christopher Burke.
Got a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, Delaware Art Summit in Dewey Beach. That takes place next week. A diverse group of speakers that were just announced. Also, the Phillies begin their quest for another National League crown, and the first two teams in their path are very familiar.
And the latest for offshore wind farms off our coast, the claims made by the Department of Interior. Stay with us on CoastTV News today.
Living a good life means being healthy. But what does it mean to be healthy and stay healthy? It means getting the right kind of care. Right here. And convenient. It means having the right hospital to coordinate the delivery of health care for the entire community. Atlantic General Hospital. We'll put you on the right path to good health and keep you there.
Hey fellas, when your lady says she wants a big rock for Christmas, she may not mean this kind, she may want this kind.
At That Granite Place, we like to say our reputation is carved in stone, and it is. Now we're changing our name to Coastal Countertops. Same local ownership, keeping the same level of quality and service everyone has grown to love. We've also upgraded our machinery to help you with turnaround times. At Coastal Countertops, our reputation will continue to be carved in stone.
Dancing with your shadows, dancing with your shadows. I know I used to be crazy. That's 'cause I used to be young. Dance the night away.
1025 WBOC.
It is 6:38 on our Tuesday morning, about 20 minutes from sunrise. We're starting to see day breaking, and we're seeing a few mid to high level clouds in our dry tech cam. 63 in Ocean City. Your visibility is good. The same can't be said for some inland areas where we are looking at dense fog. Now, Salisbury, Ocean City, and Georgetown all have pretty decent visibility. It's those little pockets of fog that we're concerned about, and they'll be burning off as we go here in the next couple of hours or so. And once it burns off, we're looking at lots of sunshine as we've got high pressure in place, and we're looking at really nice temperatures. Out the door, it's cool. Temperatures into the 50s and 60s right now. Here's our UV index brought to us by Face of Grace, a practice in sun safety. High levels today, and then a medium range as we go Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then low on Saturday with clouds and showers. So when we're in that medium to high range, make sure you have the higher SPF midday shade. Find that and limit your time outdoors. Much more on this change in the weather coming up in a few minutes. minutes.
We have an update now on the effort to put wind farms off our coast. The U.S. Department of Interior's Bureau of Ocean Energy Management recently released a draft of its environmental impact study. The department claims the wind project could generate up to 2,200 megawatts of renewable energy for Delmarva, along with powering up to 770,000 homes.
Yeah, the proposal comes part of President Biden's 30 gigawatts of offshore wind energy goal by the year 2030. The department says it will host two meetings, one at Ocean City Elementary and the other at Indian River High School about the project. Public comments are due by November the 20th. Well, now we're in the fall. South Bethany is seeking ways to protect its canals. The town wants people to check to see if anything on their property was damaged by the winds from Tropical Storm Ophelia. Town officials recommend people cut their grass low and keep clippings out of the canals. They say to pull out weeds instead of spraying them. And the town is also asking people to check their bulkheads. Officials say any missing or damaged boards on docks or bulkheads need to be replaced.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Yeah, Red October begins tonight. And for the second consecutive season, the playoffs for the Phillies begin against a division rival. 3 teams made it from the NL East, including the Phils and the Marlins, who are playing the postseason for the 4th time in franchise history. A series win would pit the Titans against the top-seeded Braves for the 2nd year in a row. Zach Wheeler gets the ball tonight for Philly against Jesus Luzardo for the Marlins. Miami's lefty went at least 6 innings in both starts against Philly this season, giving up a single run. Wheeler was equally strong against the Fish, tossing a quality start in all 3 games against the Marlins this year. First pitch from Philly is scheduled for 8:08 tonight on ESPN. And it's never too early to tee up one of the games of the season on the gridiron this Friday. Undefeated Kent Island, 5-0 Stephen Decatur, and we'll have coverage of that game beginning at 5 p.m. The Seahawks are led by Vanderbilt commit Bryson Coleman and are coming off a state semifinal finish a season ago. The Buccaneers made it one step further and have not lost a Bayside Conference game in nearly 3 years. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. on Friday. And tune into our live game tonight. Kent Island taking on North Dorchester at 5 p.m. in girls volleyball. We'll see you all there.
Taylor Swift is not the only music superstar heading to the big screen. David Daniel has that and your first look at a film starring a pair of Oscar winners in today's Hollywood Minute.
Everyone! Welcome to Mother's Mind.
Beyoncé's Renaissance World Tour is coming to theaters. Renaissance, a film by Beyoncé, traces the arc of the superstar's show, which drew more than 2.7 million fans from its inception to its finale. Renaissance, a film by Beyoncé, opens in theaters December 1st.
We are seeing ongoing cyber attacks across the country.
The truth is much scarier.
What is the truth?
Here's your first look at Leave the World Behind from Mr. Robot and Metropolis creator Sam Ismail. Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke, and Kevin Bacon star in the apocalyptic thriller, which opens this month's AFI Film Fest, debuts in select theaters November 22nd, and premieres on Netflix December 8th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Still to come, speakers were announced for the Delaware Arts Summit. It's happening next Monday. How you can attend an event that aims to shape the future of Delaware's vibrant arts community.
And we're seeing increasing daylight this morning as the sun's up in about 15 minutes. Hershey Exteriors cam. Good visibility here. Some mid to high level clouds, some fog inland. That burns off the next couple of hours, and a great looking week ahead. Great for early October. Then big changes for the weekend with the cold front. I'll have details after the break on CoastTV News Today.
Today at 4 on Coastline, embrace heartwarming mom moments. Learn pivotal self-defense tactics to get home safely. Plus, continue our Halloween DIY journey with a candy corn wreath project. Coast Life today at 4 on Coast TV.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, you're always a local at Beach Barrels in North Ocean City. Enjoy great times and great vibes at our unique bar. Try our award-winning Primo Hoagies that are made fresh to order. Cheer on your favorite sports team on our numerous big screens. Our live music scene is out of this world, hosting the area's best local and regional acts. Come in, grab a seat, or enjoy our brand new outside deck featuring beautiful palm trees, comfy seating with a tropical vibe. We're open every day from 10 a.m. till 2 a.m. See you at Beach Barrels, 133rd and Coastal Highway.
Solo Cup Saturday night. It's an alternative country party with me, Jared. Brought to you by Midshore Recyclers Incorporated. Saturdays at 7 on Coast Country, 103.9 and 106.3.
The Jeopardy Champions Wildcard continues.
I play pub trivia.
What's your team name?
I don't think I can say it on TV.
Tuesday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Weather brought to you by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, dedicated to excellence in Delaware and Maryland.
Coastal Comfort is your premier Carrier factory authorized dealer. That means not only do you receive the highest quality product, you also receive the biggest savings. With purchase of a qualified Carrier system, you could get back up to $1,550 instantly with Carrier Cool Cash. And you could also qualify for up to $2,000 federal tax credit. Call us today while the savings are hot. Coastal Comfort, we're the experts because we earned it. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
It's now 6:45 on this Tuesday morning. That is a live look there at Laurel on the Tyndall Casual Furniture Cam. If you didn't believe Bob when he said there's fog in some areas, do you believe him now?
How dare you?
I know.
You did not believe in him. Bob, I see you every morning. You do work hard, but I'm looking at the WRDE Coast TV weather app, and there's a lot of sun icons when you go hour by hour. Was this probably not as hard as when Ophelia came into town, at least?
No, nose to the grindstone, not as much in this case, with the sunshine icons. Yeah, you kick back a little bit, feet up on the desk a little more when the weather's quiet. I'm joking. I work just as hard when it's nice as it is when we get the tropical weather. Make sure you scan the QR code right there. That will get you to the Coast TV weather app. We just saw it on the camera from Laurel that we have the dense fog out there, so take it slow. Not really reflected in the visibility in Georgetown, 8 miles there, 7 in Salisbury and Ocean City, but it's those little pockets of patchy fog that we're seeing across Delaware and Maryland that you really have to be careful. And after the fog burns off, we're getting into sunshine today, and it will be warming up. In fact, above average. Average high now is 74, 79 as we go into this afternoon, up to 80 on Wednesday. How about that? Thursday, 78, and then we trend downward. Friday, 76, and then by Saturday, 70 degrees. We're watching a cold front moving in then, and it will be cloudy and kind of showery at that time. More on that coming up in just a bit, but out the door, it's cool. 55 in Delmar, Seaford, 57, Selbyville, 56. A little warmer Rehoboth Beach at 62, and Bethany Beach right now at 60. Winds not an issue. Coming out of the north, kind of light around high pressure, and we've got the patchy fog. We've also got some mid to high level clouds as well, but that will burn off as we go through the morning hours. You can see that 1H over Delaware Bay. That's high pressure. That is sprawling high pressure. Extends all the way from New England back into the Ohio Valley over the top of us, and even farther west, basically along the Mississippi River. So anywhere from the Mississippi River to the east, it is nice out there. And here is Futurecast. We've got the cool weather this morning. We'll burn that fog off mid-morning, and then we warm it up nicely from the 60s into the mid-70s by noon. Definitely have lunch outdoors and head to the beach. Dogs are allowed on the beach now, so take them out there. 60s and 70s along the coast. Inland, close to 80 in Salisbury, around 79, 77. Millsboro, 79 in Seaford. We will start to cool it down this evening. That's the case this time of year. We get the cool mornings and the mild afternoons, and we'll see those 50s Wednesday morning, maybe some patchy fog once again, and then by Wednesday afternoon, much like today, 70s to close to 80 degrees with lots of sunshine for that time period. Now, our muggy meter is still talking about humidity this time of year, and it's comfortable as we go into Wednesday, but then that humidity starts to creep up as we go into the end of the week because we're watching that fall cold front, the next change that's coming our way. We have the clouds on Friday, maybe a few showers, possible storms, but the main energy is with this strong cold front as it moves through on Saturday. Some rain, maybe some rumbles intervals of thunder with this front, noticeably cooler behind the front, big time, especially as we go into Sunday morning with temperatures into the 40s to around 50 degrees. And then by Sunday afternoon, it will be breezy and cool. We'll see the sunshine, but temperatures struggling to get into the 60s. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, 79 today, mostly sunny, 80 Wednesday, upper 70s Thursday. We start to increase the clouds. And then by Friday, showers and storms, a high of 76 degrees. And then Saturday, I know not the best timing for your garage sale or outdoor activities, but 70 degrees, cloudy, kind of rainy, and then temperatures drop down to 50 by Sunday morning. Highs in the 60s both Sunday and Monday with sunshine. It'll feel colder with a northwest breeze and down to 46 by Monday morning.
Thanks, Bob. Beat the peak home indicators from the Delaware Electric Cooperative no longer operate. According to the energy company, the expensive technology required for them to work has caused this program to be discontinued. The company encourages co-op members to download the new Beat the Peak app to receive peak alerts. The app also includes tips to save energy and money and shows how much money has been saved through the Beat the Peak program since it began in 2008. In the meantime, people with those old meters, they can recycle them at DSWA electronic recycling centers.
In Milford, leaf collection services will be provided from this month through early January. Milford officials say crews will inspect the entire city weekly for leaves placed out for collection, so there is no need to call for scheduling. The city says to make sure your leaves are raked to the curb no later than 7 a.m. on Monday morning.
Got the speakers at this year's Delaware Arts Summit. They've been announced, and we're going to show them to you on your screen. The lineup of the 5 speakers includes a ceramist, a poet, a tech professional, a journalist, and more. And now this will be held at the Hyatt Place on Dewey Beach on October 9th. Organizers say the goal is to shape the future of Delaware's vibrant arts community.
It is 6:50 now. Time to check in with our coastal pet of the day, brought to you by Maggie's Pet Boutique.
And today's pet of the day, 3-year-old Tally. Tally is a terrier mix rescue who was brought to Maryland all the way from Alabama. Roll Tide or War Eagle on that one. Her family says that every day is a Tally day. Now this means she's always bouncing and happy no matter what. Wish I had that. Tally never fails to make her family laugh and smile, and she was sent to us by Lori.
And we want to keep seeing more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us those photos. Tell us what makes your pet so special. Details how to do that are right there.
Right there. Email us at content@WRDE.com. Then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all of the pets we feature.
It is a foggy start for a lot of us on this Tuesday morning. Case in point, Tidal Health Cam from Seaford. You can see the limited visibility, some cases down to 0. So take it slow out there. The fog burns off, and we'll see some gorgeous early October weather for the next few days, and then some big changes for the weekend with some rain and much cooler weather on the way. I'll have the 10-day forecast coming up after the break.
Elevate your business and engage more customers with Draper Media. Our diverse network of media properties such as WBOC, WRDE, 93.5 The Beach, and 102.5 WBOC reaches over 500,000 Delmarva residents across various channels like television, radio, social media, and digital platforms. Enhance your brand's visibility across the Delmarva region with Draper Media. Our passionate team of media specialists and content creators are dedicated to showcasing your brand through engaging commercials, dynamic drone footage, eye-catching graphic and web design, and social media branding. Share your brand story on our popular programs, capturing the attention of your target audience. Trust your brand with Draper Media, a family-oriented company serving the Delmarva community. Contact Frank Hamilton today at fhamilton@wboc.com to get started.
You have the power to leave the world a little better than you found it. You have the power to live a more carefree life. You have the power to make your home more energy efficient and less costly to operate. Solar from Clean Energy USA can give you that power. With over 14 years of experience and thousands of systems installed, solar power is more attainable than ever with generous incentives, making it less costly than you may think. Contact Clean Energy USA today to get your power.
sun, sand, and summertime style at H&H Furniture and Appliances in Pocomoke. Dive into our huge in-stock selection to refresh your home. Ask about our prompt delivery and up to 24-month interest-free financing. Discover our charming children's selection. Try out our full range of Serta mattresses, America's #1 mattress brand. Browse appliances that you can depend on, like Speed Queen. And trust our professional and experienced installation and service team. Make your home a reflection of you at H&H Furniture and Appliances in Pocomoke.
Why'd you have to strike that match? It set my world on fire. I'm giving up on love, 'cause love's giving up on me.
Gonna sound like a winner when I lay you down and love you right. Yeah, that's my kind of night.
Won't stay right here all night. If the good roads feel like creek, we'll rise.
1039, 1063. We're local, we're coast country, and we're Delmarva proud.
It's 6:54. It's time now for some things you need to know before you go. President Biden's son Hunter is expected to be back in Delaware federal court in Wilmington to plead not guilty on firearm charges. Biden was indicted last month after the collapse of the plea deal in which it appeared the president's Justice Department was willing to give Hunter immunity against future criminal charges. In the wake of all of that, the president's Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed a special counsel to investigate the tax evasion case.
For the first time in decades, people of all sexual orientations are able to donate blood. Since the FDA announced that there would no longer be limitations to who could donate because of their sexual orientation, the Blood Bank of Delmarva, they've been preparing new questionnaires and training staff to accept the new donors. The Blood Bank of Delmarva and Camp Rehoboth will be holding a blood drive on November 11th.
In Lewis, the volunteer fire department says they are facing staffing issues. The cost of housing in Lewis is causing many volunteer firefighters to live further away from the station, making response times longer. Finding a way to allow volunteers to qualify for affordable housing in Lewis could help solve that staffing issue. The department says the future of response times is a risk if this issue is not solved soon.
The U.S. Department of Interior's Bureau of Ocean Energy Management recently released a draft of its environmental impact study on wind farms off our coast. The department claims the wind project could generate up to 2,200 megawatts of renewable energy for Delmarva. The department says it will host two meetings, one at Ocean City Elementary, the other at Indian River High School, about the project. Public comments are due by November 20th.
The U.S. Postal Service is out with a new stamp, and it's honoring an American icon, the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, this new stamp shows Ginsburg wearing her black judicial robe and famous white beaded collar.
Yeah, you can see. Take a look at that stamp right there on your screens. Ginsburg died in 2020 at the age of 87.
And her granddaughter says Ginsburg would have been thrilled by the Postal Service's honor.
All right, it is 6:56 now. Time for a quick look at your forecast before you head out your door.
One final check with First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey. Bob?
Yes, and as we've been scanning some of those cameras across Delmarva, guys, we've been noticing that thick fog, really thick in some places like Seaford, visibility close to zero for you. So that visibility will vary depending on location, especially inland areas. That fog burns off next couple of hours and will warm nicely with sunshine today into the mid to upper 70s, a high right around 79 degrees. Your Paul Davis 7-day forecast looking at a lot of sunshine into Wednesday as well, 80 degrees, and then Thursday increasing clouds, and then the change occurs Friday into Saturday with a series of cold fronts. Could see a few storms on Friday, 76, and then cooler, breezy, and kind of rainy on Saturday, 70, but then it clears out and it's cool. Highs in the 60s beginning Sunday, and then overnight lows on Monday morning down to 46 degrees. Definitely feeling like fall next week as those 60s hang on through Wednesday. Break out the flannel and the pumpkin spice lattes.
Ready, Bob. Thank you. And thank you for joining us on Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with Coast TV midday at 11, so stick around.
And for even more news coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Tuesday morning, everybody.